Guten Tag alle. Heute wollte ich nur kurz über Verben mit Präpositionen sprechen. Ich weiß, dass es ein bisschen verwirrend sein kann. Ich hoffe, dass dieses Video zumindest ein bisschen helfen kann, um das alles zu erklären. So we're going to talk a little bit today about verbs with prepositions in English and in German. There are a number of set phrases in both English and German that consist of a verb plus a certain preposition. But these phrases differ between the two languages. They are not the same. When learning German prepositional phrases, it's best to learn which preposition each individual verb uses. Here are some examples of some of these phrases in English and in German. English examples include: I looked it up in the dictionary, I backed the car up, I asked her out, I broke up with her, or we should call that off. Deutsche Beispiele sind: Ich danke dir für das Geschenk, ich warte auf meinen Freund, ich arbeite an einem Projekt, ich suche nach meinem Hund, ich ärgere mich über das Problem. So sometimes you will hear these referred to in English as phrasal verbs. So when you hear that, don't be confused. It's basically the same thing, although there are some differences between the two. Okay, so number one, you want to be able to determine the case of the prepositional object. So, as with all prepositional phrases, the case of the prepositional object will depend on the preposition itself. If a preposition is accusative, the object of that preposition will be the accusative case. If a preposition is dative, the object of that preposition will be in the dative case. So this part is fairly straightforward. Ich habe nach dir gefragt. Nach is a dative preposition, so the object of the preposition, in this case dir, is in the dative case. And you will recall that we've done a video over the dative prepositions, and you're free to go and look at that one. Remember, the dative prepositions are aus, außer, bei, mit, nach, seit, von, zu, and then gegenüber. Okay. You can also use accusative prepositions. Ich bewerbe mich die Stelle. Is an accusative preposition, so the object of that preposition, die Stelle, is in the accusative case. I am applying for this position. Okay, the accusative case prepositions are durch, für, gegen, ohne, entlang, und bis. So these are the accusative prepositions. Okay, sometimes these verb and preposition combinations use two-way prepositions, or in German, Wechselpräpositionen. These may take either the accusative case or the dative case, and are a source for confusion for many non-native speakers. When a verb plus preposition combination uses a two-way preposition, it will be necessary for you to memorize, along with the phrase, also the case that the preposition uses in that particular phrase. For example, ich denke an dich. In this sentence, an is taking an accusative object. However, ich muss an dem Projekt arbeiten. In this case, it takes a dative object. How do you know? Well, with prepositions and verbs combinations, it's best to learn them with each phrase. So that's why you can't really tell with two-way prepositions. However, don't forget, with accusative and dative, it's fairly straightforward. So remember, we've learned about the Wechselpräpositionen, or the two-way prepositions, in a previous video. There are 9 of them: in, an, über, unter, vor, hinter, zwischen, neben, und auf. And if you want to learn them, go back and review the video that we've already done over that. Okay, one word of caution here. Don't confuse prepositions used with verbs with separable and inseparable prefixes. These are fairly easy to recognize, especially for the separable prefixes, as they are normally at the end of a sentence. An is a separable prefix, part of a separable prefix verb in this sentence. Ich ziehe meine Jacke an. Verb prefixes that are often used as standalone prepositions include an, auf, zu, mit, über, unter, vor, durch, und nach. So just watch out for those. We will be talking more about this later. This was just an introductory video into these often misunderstood verb preposition combinations. Vielen Dank und auf Wiedersehen.